Being an eminent biblical scholar at Princeton, he was used to delivering papers in front of many esteemed colleagues here in this country and around the world. But this night he faced his toughest crowd. He was speaking to a room full of teenagers. And they asked him to come speak on this gospel and what the baptism of Jesus, just what made that significant. So he launched into his presentation, and he noticed that some were paying attention, some were nodding off, some had their heads in screens. But he thought he had delivered a really eloquent talk about how the baptism of Jesus really shows how God was made manifest in the person of Jesus Christ. And feeling good with himself, he concluded his talk. When out from his audience, one young guy was sitting there with his head in the screen. He says, "That ain't right." You know, he's kind of shocked for a minute, but he wasn't upset because, hey, somebody was listening enough to disagree. "Oh, that's not right." "Well, what do you think?" With his head still down on the screen. The story said the heaven opened, right? "Yeah, right." Said the Spirit of God descended like a dove, right? "Yeah, right." He put his screen down and he leaned forward and said, "That means God is loose on the earth, and it is dangerous." Went back to his screen. God is loosed on the earth, and it is dangerous. I think that eminent scholar learned a new lesson about this gospel we heard this morning from the mouth of that young man. Yeah, this story's about Jesus. About Jesus being baptized, the heavens opening, and the dove coming down. "You are my beloved, and with you I'm well pleased." If we want to stay there, we can be stuck there. But there's something else going on here. This is the paradigm, not just for Jesus. This is the paradigm of baptism itself. Every one of us who have made that journey through water, the heaven opened. The charism of Spirit came down. God is infused in the world, and we became what? Christians. We became dangerous people. Now, I said that this morning to Annette Chandler. She just started laughing. Dangerous people. Yes, we are dangerous people. Especially if we become what this story's about. If we put on the garment of Christ and wear it. If we become Christ. We'll go out into this world out here, it likes living by the reptilian brain. What can I get? What do I need? What do I want? That's my aim in life, is to take. The world out there is run by the little I. The ego. It's run by the ego. When we go through the waters of baptism, the heavenly fire kindles in us. Now here's the thing about the fire of God. It doesn't consume, it refines. The ego's melted away to servanthood, to the capital I, the self, the Christ that rises in us. And we go out that door, and if we see somebody hungry, what do? What do you do if you see somebody hungry? You feed them. When it's cold out there and somebody's shivering without a coat and I have 3 or 4 in my closet, what do? I get a coat and I give it to them. I move away from that small I reptilian brain that says, no, I got to hold on to that because there might come a time when I'll need that extra coat. Or no, I've got to hang on to that food because you never know when a famine might come. Never know when the market's going to crash and, oh, you know, doomsday's on its way. And chained to fear, Christ is in too. That ain't right. No, it's not. The heaven opened. God comes among us. Each and every one of us. When Christ rises and lives in us, we go out that door. We become dangerous people because we change the world.